going on there, guys? We back with another one. We got to talk about this OJ Simpson thing a little bit more now. Ryan Clark has provided a perspective on it, where he was deeply analytical and he wasn't particularly on one side or the other. One thing that he talked about though was people's reaction and how individuals are reacting to the death of a man, especially people who had nothing to do with the situation, right? He said he was at an event and said somebody made a joke about OJ's passing. He said he didn't really find it funny like that because that shouldn't be something that's celebrated now. Again, OJ was polarizing in his time. A lot of people uh, said he did something that he got away with, and so they have strong feelings about it. My thing is, I know people talk about drill music a lot, and although this doesn't have a musical attachment to it, you start to see some people come out of the woodworks who would profess themselves as mature adults, but they're acting like the kids that celebrate deaths in the drill movement. So they aren't really better than anybody else. You know, OJ, whatever you think about that situation, most of us were not there. If you believe he did it, you mean you got a right to believe that too. But I mean, do we how long do we condemn him for that? Like, you got people that's trying to say where he went in the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing we cannot do. You know, OJ kind of he hasn't really been on social media like that since February, so who knows what has happened with OJ in that amount of time. You know what I'm saying? So when people try to condemn somebody, um, I think you trying to do too much. You're outside of your jurisdiction with that. But we're gonna listen to what Ryan Clark said, man. We're gonna check it out. Let's speak.
I think death is a sad thing, but I haven't really seen a death celebrated the way O.J. Simpson's death was celebrated in this country, in particular, social media wise. You know, I heard somebody say, like, a death has not been celebrated this way since Osama bin Laden. And for a person to make that comparison tells you the sort of vitriol that has gone out since O.J. Simpson passed. It would be taboo to publicly celebrate O.J. Simpson's athletic accomplishments in his death. It would be taboo to actually grieve or mourn him, which aren't things I want to do. I didn't have a relationship with O.J. Simpson, and I think so many people believe that O.J. Simpson did something that he was never found guilty of. So I think that's a part of the way people feel about him. I just remember how divisive that trial was. I was 14 or 15 years old. I was a sophomore in high school, and we were watching it. I don't know if y'all remember Channel 1 that used to come on, but we were watching different things on TV. And I remember that, like, black people felt like they had won something at that point because they were just looking for a win. Whether it was just to make sure, it was almost like some vindication for what happened to Rodney King. And that wasn't it. And at that age, I didn't realize, because I didn't realize OJ didn't want to be black. I didn't realize that OJ had never truly associated with us and that everybody had rallied around him in something that we weren't there for, that we couldn't know if he did or not. And I think more of the vitriol toward OJ Simpson has been about who he was after the trial as well. And I think some of those actions sadden me because I just don't believe that there are 100% of the people in the world who feel that way about him. There's somebody who is truly mourning the death of O.J. Simpson. There's a person that he's close to. There's a person that hopefully he was good to, that has memories of him that are in some way positive, that are in some way something that they could be fond of. And not his passing. His passing hasn't made me sad. What it's taught me again about the world has made me sad. That there are some things that you can't outlive. And even if you outlive them, the rest of your actions, the rest of the ways you behave are also the things that are going to determine how people remember you. And we all gonna have a legacy. We're all gonna be remembered for something. And it just makes me think, make sure the thing that people remember you for is a story you want to be told about you. And so I don't take it as a joke. I was at an event where somebody made a joke about it. And even in all that he was after football, I just didn't find it funny. I don't think that that should be a thing. Someone's death shouldn't be a thing that we at any time have joy about. And so this was saddening all around. And like I say, I don't mourn him, I don't grieve him, I have no connection to him. I'm actually sort of indifferent about it happening. But what I won't do is celebrate it.
So hearing Ryan Clark's perspective, he's always in depth and analytical on his take. So to hear him say that, that was very profound. And obviously, everybody's going to leave a legacy. That's what you take out of that. And everybody's going to be remembered a certain way, including the people that celebrating, the demise of OJ Simpson, the people that are praising him for what they think he allegedly did. I mean, it's always like on social media, there's two extremes, and no one really can point at the wrong that someone did and also, the good that someone did. It's almost like you either this or you that. And I think um, the rise of social media has heightened that a bit. You saw what Caitlyn Jenner said about OJ Simpson, but Caitlyn Jenner was just the most public personality, um, or one of the biggest personalities that said something about that. But uh, Caitlyn echoed the sentiments of a lot of people, that was around back in 93, 94, 95. It's not like nothing you're not used to hearing. And I guess just the climate surrounding that whole trial and everything that happened after, so many people have been waiting for this day, um, that their feelings, they just couldn't help but let it out, the day that it happened. And then you got a certain group of people trying to compare. I don't like this either, right? For the record, you got a certain group of people that's trying to compare um, black on white unalivings to white on black unalivings, and that's not a approach I would like to take either, because you know two wrongs don't make a right. You know what I'm saying? Like that argument isn't going anywhere. It doesn't really uh, mean anything in the grand scheme of things. I guess you could. It like there are different conversations, right? There's definitely a conversation for things that has taken place in America, but to try to say, well, this person, uh, OJ did this. Well, this person killed four people, or to try to take that approach. Nobody's listening to nobody, and you just talking from a standpoint to try to one up the person rather than having a real conversation about what it is that needs to be discussed. Um, Again, I think OJ Simpson has some idea what his legacy was. I mean, he was going out, like I said, to the golf course, to the bars, to watch the game, and I know he had a certain group of friends, but at the same time, you know, that trial, I just for younger people, I can't describe uh, how everybody was captivated by it for so long. I mean, it had the whole, at least definitely the whole United States just captivated completely. Just to see what was happening next. There hasn't been a trial like that since then. I mean, if y'all look at like the Alex Murdaugh trial and some of these other trials that people has been waiting to find out what was going to happen, it doesn't compare with how large OJ was at that time, and how shocked everybody was. You do see the images of the Broncos still circulating online, um, used as a meme nowadays, but uh, you remember seeing that in real time, and it was like, what? Who's doing what? Live on TV? Where? And so it was so unbelievable. It was so unbelievable at the time, man. Again, though, what I will leave y'all with is none of us are God, so the opinions of us and how we remember them doesn't it doesn't equate to any of us having any authority to put him anywhere in the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? So I just leave everybody with that. Um, Work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can do. Control what you can control, and get it right with God, man. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.
Skip tweeted something, and although I disagree with the tweet, and hopefully Skip would take it down.
I'm not going to take it down.
Skip, 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 skip.